What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble Skrash. In today's video, as you can see, I am in the JP version of the game. So I created an account in the JP version, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking a little bit and give a general view of the meta in the JP version of the game. Now obviously I have an account now, but I'm not an expert JP player, so I will just give like a more general view of how are things currently today in Pirate Rumble. Well, Pirate Festival here it's called. And so that you can see in the future what teams are going to be appearing, what units do you want to start investing into, or maybe even pulling for. Very interesting meta. I gotta say, it has changed a lot from the global version, and I'm gonna be talking about that. Now, all these teams that I'm gonna be talking about, well, apart from obviously seeing them in the top 100 and seeing the info of the new units when they release and stuff, I have actually been talking to some people that also play in the JP version. I was reached out by some people in a group of people that they have that they call Just Corp, and there's actually a lot of people there, and there's some people that actually play the JP version. So a lot of people interested in PvP there. So very interesting to see that you can have some conversations with people and that actually love that side of the game. So yeah, amazing to see, and obviously really helpful to be able to talk to JP players and so that they can tell you how a team is performing or not if you don't have an account there. So that's why I created an account. I want to be able to test by myself all these things. But yeah, so great, huge shout out to those guys. So yeah, but let's go on with the video. So before I start though, I want to mention, well, as you guys will probably have guessed, one of the teams is the side team. And actually, when I created the account, I actually pulled in the NL banner, and as you can see, well, I got him. I also got the Rebecca and Toy Soldier, also got B3 and Boa Boa. I got her in a ticket, a legend ticket, and I also got Calgar, Nolan, and Kaku. So already, like, obviously these units are not limit broken because I don't currently have all the materials and stuff. They are not fully cotton candied or rainbowed, so they don't have the best stats. But I already have like a kind of side team that it's quite interesting, not the most optimal one definitely, but quite interesting one for a beginner account to have a team like this. And also a funny thing, I'm sorry, but I actually took me a lot of multis to pull the Rebecca, but I got NL on the second pull, and as you can see, I got also a second NL, so I got an unevolved NL. And the thing is that in that banner, in the JP version, NL comes max, so both the unevolved and evolved version are maxed, so that's really good, because, well, in the future maybe it's gonna be useful to some kind of bait teams. But well, for the moment I have this side team. I'm not gonna be showcasing it now because well, it's not, the stats of the unit are really poor, and well, it's not leveled up either. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be showcasing. Maybe in the future when I have more a consistent team, I will be showcasing some side teams so that you can see some action of the NL and stuff. But for the moment, we're gonna be talking about the meta in the JP version. So we're gonna go first to see the top 100, and I'm gonna be explaining you some of the teams that there are, and there's some interesting teams that are not showcased here in the top 100. So as you can see, first thing that you can see, not a lot of slashers. So the JP version has changed a lot, the meta in 4 months. Well, I mean, Roger and Odin have only been there for 2 months, but yeah, it has changed a lot. So the meta, I would say right now, is mostly type teams. So it's like quick teams, dex teams, side teams, and maybe even some strength team. Someone could argue. Also, obviously, the slashers are really good, I'm assuming. So, but the thing is, as you can see here in the team in the number 1, this is like the most common team that you see in a quick team. This is like using basically the tool Broken Legends B2 Kaido that I talk about in one of my videos, and versus Akainu, Ace versus Akainu, but it's the Akainu side of the character. They do an amazing combo in the quick team. Also, interesting to know that the actual meta team, apart from these two legends, is actually kind of free to play, because Queen is a, I might get this wrong, but I think he's a treasure map unit. Then we have the Raid Ivankov, which is global, and the Raid Bellamy, which is also in global. So quite interesting to see that the kind of free-to-play team, apart from two legends, is actually a meta. It's very interesting because, yeah, obviously right now in the JP version, having this team means that you have to have two very recent units, so it's gonna be quite difficult. But in the future, this team, I'm assuming it's gonna be easier to have, because you only need two legends. So yeah, also, as you can see, the bench is important. As you're using a lot of free-to-play units and non-legends, you can even put a legend in the bench. And this guy in the rank number 1 is also using this B3 Corazon, which has buffs applied to him, which make him really good. There's also some quick teams with him in the main team. So very interesting. Quick teams, I would say it's probably the most strong, so the strongest team that there is. It has counters that can beat him, but I mean, it's really consistent team. The massive damage from B2 Kaido and Akainu are actually devastating with all the defense down and stuff, and the Queen also gives some damage. So yeah, and obviously in the bench you have a lot of units. Now second of all, we're gonna start to talk about the Dex team that you can see precisely in the number 2. Dex teams are actually quite interesting in JP because they have the important units, I would say, I mean in general, in a Dex team are the bench. So this Legend Zoro and this Solo Mask definitely really nukes at the end, and really strong units. So because the thing with the Dex team is they might take a little while to get a lot of defense up. But when they do, they have like 20 plus levels of defense up, like even close to 30. So really tanky team. The thing is that they do not want to receive that much damage so early game. If you're able to activate all the defense buffs and guard and stuff, you are pretty safe. And then when some of your unit dies, then just if a Zoro or a Solomas comes in from the bench at the last 30 seconds, then well, you have a lot going for you, I would say. So very strong team. We have, again, as you can see, there's a lot of quick teams. There's some slashers that one thing I want to mention, as you can see here, this strength law is actually a PvP law that will come out in the next months. Really good for the slashers, but as you can see, the slashers are not really the top 1 meta anymore. But here in number 7 we see the first kind of side team. So this NL really good, counters slashers massively. So unit that also I would recommend looking out for, because also apart from countering slashers, you can give some use to him because he's actually really good. A lot of damage and very low cooldown, and Sai is very easy to give special city up to. So yeah, I would say Sai teams also quite up there, really strong. Also if you combine it with Roger and Law and stuff, and in this Rebecca and Toy Soldier are actually broken. Really great unit. They do similar stuff than the Germa, and they only cost 20. So well, very good unit. There's also some kind of weird teams here. I mean, it's not the best team to show this unit in, but we see Sanji Pudding. Sanji Pudding are actually really good in Pyro Festival. Rainbow unit, so they could go in some kind of rainbow team. I don't know exactly now some perfect rainbow teams that use them, but really strong unit that debuffs the enemy unit a lot and has a passive that will give defense down level 2 to all enemies from the start. So also you can you can make a use of that. But as you can see here, there's a lot of side teams too, apart from the quick teams and the decks. So a lot of variation. Actually, not a lot of quick teams here, but here we see some again. So as you can see, Sai and Quick are dominating. Also Dex, and Dex I would say it's better even in defense, because a lot of people are gonna say, oh, this is not Quick, let's go for the Dex, and then they're gonna be quite surprised with the amount of defense that you have and the amount of damage that you have at the late game. So well, here as you can see, a lot of side teams that are dominating, and yeah, I would say some of the units that the side team is using, apart from obviously the NL, the Rebecca, the Law, the Roger and stuff. As you can see, there are some teams here in the number 24 that are using the Shira Hoshi. Now, Shira Hoshi is a very interesting unit for a side team. Currently, in global, she's not really that useful, for example, in an attacking team, but in the JP version, well, in the defense team, she's going to be amazing, but even in an attacking team, this unit is quite strong. Also, the B2 Kuzan giving a lot of defense, early defense to, well, actually two colors, but to Sai, and also a lot of speed, and will give a lot of debuffs and fixed damage guaranteed to all units with a special. And if you combine him with B3 Law, he will get special city reduction, and that will be very nice if you can activate him. So very, very strong team, and some units that you want to keep an eye out for. Also, I would say this Sova Mask, PvP Sova Mask, it's almost in every complete team. This is defense team, so a lot of people are not putting 8 units, but as you can see, almost in everything Sova Mask is there, because he's also like, I would say probably the best nuke endgame, also together with PvP Whitebeard, I would say. But yeah, the Zoro, I mean non-legend obviously, the Zoro is the best one, I would say. But yeah, really interesting meta that the JP has, and it's also nice that now we have in the JP version like the quick team, the Dex team, the side team, the slashers, the rainbow team. So really interesting to see. And I will be going now to global and start talking about some units that with this meta are gonna be quite important, and they might see some play. So I'll be right back. Now, the first unit that I want to talk about is actually the Shira Hoshi that I mentioned. So if we read her abilities, so I will probably start to level her up a bit. The passive is actually, well, she gives crit up to Sai, which is okay. And then if the HP is below 50%, she will give herself a massive RCB buff. And that will actually be very good when you read the special, because the special will basically in a large range. Remember when I said in my guide video, a large range means like a radial large range, so a very huge circle around the unit. So we'll probably target all your units. We'll heal them massively, 2.8 times RCB up. The RCB, but remember that she has a level 29 RCB up, so that's a lot of healing. She can actually heal for 5,000 HP, 6,000 HP, something like that, so pretty ridiculous. And then also we'll give some buffs, so we'll give attack up and a lot of defense, actually defense up level 5 for 20 seconds, which is not bad. The cooldown is high, but again, if you combine her with B3 Law, you are actually at least reducing 4 seconds. I think it can get to 5, but yeah. And also the stats are not bad. The defense is normal and the speed is okay also, so pretty interesting unit. But there's also another unit that I want to talk about, which is Legend Corazon. So Legend Corazon, very interesting, because as you guys have seen in the quick team, there's actually a lot of driven units and they are all quick. And if we read actually the passive of Corazon, is actually quite broken. Like, well, if the HP is above 70%, team attack up level 10, I mean, it's really nice. It can be helpful, but the main thing is this: for the first 40 seconds, quick type enemies will get special CT down level 5 and speed down level 5. So very similar to the B3 Law. So will massively debuff quick. And the thing is that all the quick team, I mean, most of the quick team is actually driven. So if you combine this guy with B3 low, you're actually giving all the units, enemy units, level 11 special CT down and level 11 speed down. And also it's a useful unit because he's a healer, so he can actually heal a lot of units and then give a massive defense buff, at least to himself and also to some units that might be close to him, but it's a small range and circular one. So I mean, he might miss some of the units, but it's actually pretty interesting to see that some of these legends that they are kind of dead in the current meta of the global version, that with the release of some units they can actually be pretty broken. So it shows that the PvP game is actually evolving and stuff. So a unit that now is good can be bad, but a unit that is bad can be good. So yeah, I mean, I will in the next days upload the updated version of the unit tier list. And well, I mean, I will not include like all this JP stuff, but also it's nice to keep in mind that when I do this tier list, I'm talking about global, but like in a couple of months, probably Corazon will be much higher in the list because of the current meta change. So yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see that some units can actually revive, quote unquote, and obviously there's a lot of other interesting units, other free-to-play units in JP that are very interesting, and stuff like that. So but I would say like there's some key units that are gonna be coming out in JP, and that it's really good if you can keep an eye out for them. So I would say the main units are probably the Legend PvP NL, the PvP Soamas, so the limited rare recruit PvP unit. Then also B2 Kaido, B3 Zoro, I think it is. Yeah, the deck Zoro. So 2 legends, and then also obviously the versus Akaino unit. So I mean, a lot of legends to pull for. But well, I mean, at least with this information you can get an idea of what's coming and maybe choose what units do you want to pull for. Also keep in mind that in the banner with the release of PvP Legend NL, there's gonna be obviously the PvP limited rare recruit Rebecca, which is key for the side team. But well, if you pull in that banner, you will get her probably in global in the 5th guaranteed, but that's not sure. But yeah, I would assume we would get her guaranteed because all the PvP banners in global guarantee the unit in 5 multis. So yeah, I would say probably, it might sound crazy, but probably I would not recommend PvP wise to pull for Kaido Big Mom. That's gonna be coming out soon. But well, I mean, you can, at the end of the day, it's your decision. You can do whatever you want. I don't think I'm gonna be pulling there. I mean, the Big Mom version is actually quite interesting because she's a nuke at the bench, so she does a similar job than the B3 Zoro. If she activates especially in the last 30 seconds, she will deal massive damage. But the thing is that the Big Mom will target like a certain range, and the Legend Zoro will target all enemies guaranteed, kind of like Stronghold Ace. So obviously Zoro is better, but the Big Mom is actually quite interesting, very great nuke at the end. So yeah, I mean, so I think that's it for today. So quite short video. I'm gonna be trying also to upload shorter videos so that you don't see like a 40-minute videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the future I will probably be making a little bit more of JP videos and stuff. So but always with the idea of showing you guys what's gonna be coming in the future so that you can prepare for it in mind. So yeah, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.